It all began on a brisk autumn afternoon when the leaves painted the landscape in shades of red and gold. I was running errands in town when I first noticed him, standing at the edge of the park, silently watching the world go by. He was a tall man, dressed in a perfectly tailored suit that seemed out of place in our modest community. His face was obscured by a wide-brimmed hat, casting a shadow that concealed his features. Intrigued, I couldn't help but approach him. I greeted him with a friendly smile, but he didn't respond. His eyes, hidden beneath the hat, remained fixed on a distant point. It was as if he existed in a world of his own. Days turned into weeks, and the silent stranger became a fixture of our town. He never ventured far from the park, spending his days perched on a bench, always alone. The townspeople began to whisper about him, crafting their own theories about his origins and purpose. Some speculated he was a writer seeking solitude, while others believed he was an undercover agent. I couldn't resist the mystery that surrounded the silent stranger, and I decided to learn more about him. I started visiting the park regularly, striking up conversations with those who had attempted to engage with him. Everyone had a story to share, but none had managed to penetrate the wall of silence he had erected around himself. As the weeks turned into months, my encounters with the silent stranger increased. I would sit beside him, offering a friendly nod or a simple hello each time, but he remained stoic, lost in his own thoughts. I even began to bring him coffee on cold mornings, hoping it might warm both his body and his heart. But he accepted it with a nod of acknowledgement and no words. Despite his continued silence, I sensed a depth to the man beneath the enigmatic exterior. There was a sadness in his eyes, a weariness that spoke of a life filled with burdens. I couldn't help but feel a growing sense of empathy for him. Then, one fateful morning, I arrived at the park to find the bench where he usually sat empty. Panic coursed through me as I asked passers-by if they had seen the silent stranger. No one had. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. I searched the town, inquiring at local businesses and knocking on doors, but no one had seen him leave. There was no record of him checking out of a hotel or purchasing a bus ticket. It was as if he had never existed in our town. Days turned into weeks, and the mystery of the silent stranger's disappearance deepened. The townspeople's theories became more elaborate, but none held the answer to where he had gone. It was as if he had stepped into our lives momentarily, leaving behind an unsolvable puzzle. To this day, the vanishing of the silent stranger remains a topic of conversation in our town. Some believe he was a ghost, while others think he was a wanderer passing through. I, however, can't help but wonder if he carried with him a burden too heavy for words, a past too painful to share, and if one day he simply chose to disappear, leaving behind only the echoes of his silence.